Senior Vice President untuk Klasisi Smart Connected Communities dan Deputy Chief Globalization Officer dari Cisco. Di sebelahnya Pak Stuart Henry, Country Manager saya, Cisco Indonesia, Pak Materi dan Penyiapan dari sisi lokal. So, Anil, is there a kick off?
Ini udah tahu itu perhubungan dari busway dan Jakarta. Langsung ya, selamat waktu.
Ya, please, Anil.
Thank you. Selamat pagi. Thank you for having me here. And I know you're very busy, but how much time do you have? I know you were supposed to go from 10 to 11, so I want to make sure I use your time most effectively.
Yeah, okay, 11:30.
Okay, perfect.
1 hour.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here. I used to come to Jakarta, but in my old job with IBM, I moved to Cisco 5 years ago. So if you don't mind, I want to just set the stage as to what we are trying to do in Indonesia, the priority that Cisco and my chairman has placed on Indonesia, and what I would like to discuss with you and see how I can be of help to you personally, but also the company to what you're trying to do here in Jakarta, and also what we're trying to do in Indonesia as a country. So, but 5 years ago, it's almost 6 years now, Cisco as a company, and many of you probably know Cisco, but I'm just going to say why we did what we did. As you know, Cisco is only 25 years old, and it's a very young company in many ways. But we are today 48 billion in revenues, and we have 53 billion in cash. But what nobody knows, or what most people don't know, is 70% of any traffic on the internet goes to a Cisco router worldwide. So any emails, anything on Google, anything on YouTube, 70% of the traffic in the world goes to a Cisco router and a Cisco switch. So we are very successful, but we said, where's the future? And then we realized the future is Indonesia, India, Brazil, Mexico, Russia, China, and we need to understand that country locally. So we said we have to create a second headquarters. So we created the second headquarters in Bangalore. And today in Bangalore in India, we have gone from 1,000 people to 15,000 this month in 5 years. And we will be 15,000 on our campus next year. We've also hired 30,000 full-time people who work for our partners in India to help us.
Please inject.
Yes. So for us, emerging markets means understanding the country priorities, your problems here in Jakarta, and say, how can we be of help? What are your issues? And then we design our products around that. That is what I drive for the company. That is my role. I oversee 20 countries. That is Rekam, which is Brazil, Russia, Indonesia, China, and Mexico. And then also Turkey, Poland, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, and then many others. But I'm the executive sponsor for Indonesia, and this is quite exciting for me. Because as a company, we take our senior leaders and say, you own a country. You're supposed to be accountable for the country, to help the country general manager work with the country leadership and saying, what do we need to do to be of relevance, to be of partnership? So I oversee Brazil, I oversee Turkey, but I asked for Indonesia for many reasons. One is that I started collecting Indonesian art. So I'm studying Indonesian history, studying Indonesian culture. So I said this would be a good way for me to come here on a regular basis, not only to see how I can be of help to Jakarta or to be of help to Indonesia, but maybe I can learn a little bit more about Indonesian history and the culture from the 19th century to the 13th century. So I want to say, we have a presentation just to sort of discuss what we want to do, but what I want to hear from you, Pak, is how can I be of help? How can Cisco be of help? Because we have been studying your priorities, how to improve traffic, how to improve transparency in government services, how to improve urbanization, citizen services. We're doing that worldwide. Before I go to my presentation, we have something we call Iconics. So we're working in Rio for
the flood management, water flood management.
Flooding.
Flooding. Yeah. So we are doing, in Rio, for example, for the World Cup and for the Olympics, we have put out sensors for floods that are coming in for early warning. And then how do you send that messages to the traffic, to the police, to the government, disaster recovery? So we are doing things in that area because it's all about sensors. How do you sense it before it happens? Same thing with traffic. Same thing with security. The entire Moscow security we are doing. In Rio, we've done that for security and traffic. In Chicago, we've done that. So we have 9 in Chengdu, Chongqing in China, Songdo, Korea, a new city, Skolkovo in Russia, London. You know, I just came back from London, and you've gone to London, we have all gone to London. What I did not realize is East London, the whole part of East London, which is the size of New York City, is 48% unemployment. 48%. And if you go from Westminster and get on the train to go to Stratford, there are 10 stops. Each stop, the life expectancy is 1 year less. So between West London and East London, the life expectancy is 10 years. So if you look at East London, they have the challenges that you are facing here in Jakarta, that people in Bombay are facing, people in Mexico City are facing. How to give jobs, how to improve middle class, how to improve security, how to improve traffic. This is East London. So we're working in East London, we're working in Barcelona, and then we're working in 95 other cities, Copenhagen to Bombay, to Delhi, Mumbai corridor, to Tokyo. So what I wanted to do is to hear from you your priorities, because nothing will be exactly right for Jakarta, but there might be experiences in Tokyo that we can pull, something that we're pulling from Rio, something from India. Because the challenges of traffic management in Bangalore is similar to the traffic management problems you have here, with older buses, with a lot of auto rickshaws, a lot of scooters and bikes and cars not following direction. The traffic management we're doing in London may not work here, but the traffic management we're doing in Mexico may be appropriate here. So what I'm doing is, I want to say, what is our, is that okay? Yeah. Okay. So the way we, and what I do, so I want to say what my team will do and how I want to help, is we look and what we say around the corners. So we're a little different from other companies because we have our routers, but I'm saying what are going to be the challenges of Indonesia? What are going to be the challenges of Jakarta? How do we address it before it happens? How do we get engaged early so we stay on it? So we look at market transition and how do we help shape the customer? So if you look at it, all these projects that we have on traffic, on how to improve the environment, those are the areas that we are investing. We call that the Internet of Everything. We're going to have a very big conference where we're bringing global leaders to Barcelona to talk about what we're doing in Barcelona on traffic management, on pollution, on water management. And Park, if you're able and interested, maybe you can come join us there. I want to give you a formal invitation also. We'll send it after this. But you might be able to hear from other deputy mayors of Paris or deputy mayor of Shanghai on how we're trying to do things. So that's what we are doing. So these are the 3 areas I focus on. These are the 3 areas what we call smart connected community. How to improve urbanization challenges of traffic, people, the urban poor, education. For example, in the country where I'm sitting, in India, which is 1.2 billion people, 500 million are going to be of children under the age of 20 in villages. So there is a demographic dividend, just like in Indonesia with young people. But it's a dividend only if they have education, only if they have jobs, only if they have healthcare. My problem in Indonesia, or my problem in Mexico, my problem in Brazil, my problem in India, is that we need to make sure that the young have access to healthcare, access to jobs. But how do you do it in an affordable manner? So we are working on that. I want to talk a little bit about what we do there. Healthcare and education. And then go infrastructure up. Because you're spending a lot of money. You're already investing. But typically what happens is the investments into traffic, investment into police, investment into buildings, we're not integrating them. And so what we're saying is the network is already there. Let's use that to improve energy, to improve education, to improve healthcare, to improve retail, to improve the government services, and to improve cities. So I just wanted to use this as a way of saying this is what we work on. And we do things like in this building. If you take a building And if you come to Bangalore, you'll see our campus. In a typical building, there are 75 to 85 protocols for electricity, air conditioning, your telephone systems, your voicemail, but they don't talk to each other.
Satu contoh ya, kalau semuanya itu diintegrasi ke cloud, gitu ya, it can be bisa menjadi lebih efektif, gitu. So I was talking about their Jakarta health card system that they're deploying right now for.
The healthcare system itu sudah dikerjakan dari Agsts.
Betul, tapi kan
seluruh Indonesia itu. Saya kira kita lebih cenderung untuk mulai ini kan besar ya, it's very big. I think we have to start first from the traffic management.
Exactly.
And this is very important. All the taxi, all the bus, we have to control them. We have to have a camera, monitor all the road for the security. Yet the problem with Jakarta is people feel unsafe.
Correct.
Walking, pedestrian, nobody want to do this in the bus. Now, if we could create this, the first people will feel, and we don't need many security on the road. We just stand in many points.
Correct.
When something happens, we just come out.
Correct.
We have a sniper, and we will talk like this. We don't need to bring a gun on the road. People feel unsafe. Too many people, they know the camera. That's what we want. And also like intelligent traffic light, how to control. Because Jakarta traffic flow is unpredictable.
Very much so.
Yeah, we couldn't use a conventional. Sometimes very long, have to wait for the red light. Yeah, this is very important to control all the system, especially for our Transjakarta. It's very important. Now Transjakarta just use a very minimal to control how many passengers. It's like in London, it's a personal rapid transit. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a smart lift. Now many will build smart building. We just put what floor we want to get in, so the nearest cabin will come.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to control our buses. And also for the flood. Jakarta is have 13 main river. The flood comes from another province. This another province. We have many gates. Yeah, we don't need to talk about this as automatic gate because Indonesia still many unemployment is very high. That we just need the people, but we need this control room. How to distribute the water when we're talking about the flood management? How to distribute the water? And some of the river empty, some is too full. So if you have an automatic system. So you know, have to open this. This have to manage. We couldn't. Now we just say it's full. You open this. We don't know. This have to calculate. You have to make like a prediction.
Correct.
The rainfall. How much the rain will fall. So you will calculate. Now, told the machine, the computer will calculate. Just open this, open that.
Correct.
The pumping have to use how much. We need the system in Jakarta. I think that if we could do this first, yeah.
May I react to that? Because I think your first one is I totally 100% agree with you that if you try to fix all the problems, you'll fix none of the problems. You have to start with one, right? And traffic would be maybe something that is important here. In some other place, it might be security. In some other place, it might be education or healthcare, whatever. So that is where your priorities become the first insertion point. Now coming back, it's very interesting you bring this example. In a very small case, it's not the challenge of a Jakarta with 12 million and 16 million, 18. That it's a niece in France.
The security always asks at the employee, tambah pegawai. We need more staff.
Yes.
We need more security guard. I said, how come? We already have 7,000. Not enough, sir. So how much you want? 7 million? How come it's not even take care? 7 million, 70% of the population you have to pay for security. No. We need the technology to control this.
You said something about the cameras. So we have been doing something which is very interesting. It'll be interesting to try in Jakarta. I think we should do and think about it, because you already understand what you want. Our job is not to tell you what you want. Our job is to say, can we think of ways technology can help you with your problems?
And now we are different with the police. Police keep.
See, this is the one. So we have done this. There's security, traffic. By the way, in Bangalore, I have one team monitoring all my facilities. And today we're going to do 5,000 locations from 5 locations worldwide.
How often is best use fiber optic or
Yeah.
use
This is, you might,
fiber optic or use for the infrastructure?
Fiber optic.
Fiber optic.
All fine.
fiber and also the Wi-Fi. So we
Wireless.
integrate the two. So it has to be both. So this is what
But
we
best 3G atau 4G lagi ya, fiber optic nggak bisa.
Exactly.
It's more than that.
Karena kan itu video kan butuh besar sekali Pak datanya.
Kalau nanti scrap, we have a problem because like I said before, this is not an integration system. We have a health care system. Each hospital uses a different system.
Correct.
3 systems. So one is, I said, we have to scrap two systems. They are afraid about from the, not only we are bring them to jail because they spend a lot of money and they scrap the system. When we said we need a new integrated system, but we have to use a bidding. And talking about bidding, sometimes not Cisco win, another. But yeah, from China, they just say they could do this, but in fact they buy a Cisco system, they put many. And after they're gone, we have to have another money, many optional. Like we already developed our intelligent transportation system, but it worked. Even for control the busway, they couldn't do this. Belum bisa, bisa dimonitor kan belum bisa. Baru bangun ada kamera, ada apa, ya itu kayak kita pasang kameramen. Yang kita mau kan ada kontrol, ya kan kita duduk di kereta api itu loh, kayak pesawat itu Pak. Ini Pak bentar-bentar ini bukan ke lapangan, duduk di TV gitu. Lihat ini dip kita kemana, ini penumpang berapa, jadi semua ya, what we need is like that. Pak Betul-betul is the head of this busway transportation. Now he could not monitor in his situation room. But you not yet have a situation room. Nggak punya kan masih kan? Padahal si Sub punya. Harusnya kan numpang kan. Yang di Sub nggak jalan. Actually you need to go to our ITS situation room after this. I think it's better.
Yes.
I couldn't know the technology, but I just need the manager of busway. He could control very easily because we will have more than 2,000 fleet if we keep purchase until next year. 600 bus. He already could not manage. They don't know which one go up from the line, which one. The halter is too many people waiting, and another bus is empty, another is full. They couldn't manage.
So mungkin
Ya,
Sekarang kita
pakai HT,
bangun HT juga belum
GPS.
GPS ya. Jadi control roomnya itu akhir tahun ini kita
Punya.
punya.
Baru punya control room kan belum bisa fungsinya kan.
Iya belum maksimal Pak Bali bisa melihat antara bis satu dengan yang lain, tapi penumpang juga belum bisa kita.
Makanya kita selalu bangun sistemnya gini, tahap pertama yang saya nggak suka. Nah sampai ini udah jadul lagi. What you said is right. We don't need to follow the old technology. We need a leapfrog, jump to the new one.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, because we always follow the step. For what? The technology now is here. Why you still want to follow this step? We need to jump to this.
Or I would actually, because the problems are very complex. You have to create complex solutions at an affordable price, easy to manage. And what we do here in Jakarta, I'm convinced, will become what Chicago and Paris and London will use
We
later.
have to send.
I think we should go reverse
Kalau
order.
seperti itu lah, kita mesti ikutin jatuh. Kita tak mesti nonton ini.
You know, coming to the buses,
Yeah.
and your head of transportation might appreciate this. We do this because this is a big problem. I'll just give you a very small context of Cisco. In Bangalore, our traffic anytime can be 2 hours. So my people can take 2 hours to get to the office. It can take 2 hours to the office. And sometimes a small thing like few years ago, one of our film stars died. This is a unique problem. I don't know if you have it in Indonesia. When a film star dies, they start burning buses. Traffic gets terrible, riots take place because a film star is dead.
Nggak mungkin dong bisa transportasi.
Dan kita sebenarnya dari Cisco sendiri kita udah mulai conversation sama kereta api. Jadi kereta api juga kan masalahnya sama ya, karena mereka punya infrastruktur kan terlalu tua. Nah kita leapfrog, ini ya kita juga introduce konsep seperti ini, di mana ya networknya itu backbone-nya jadi satu. Jadi semua untuk safety, untuk utilization, IT efficiency, semua tuh infrastrukturnya satu.
Dan makanya maksud saya kan gini, kita udah percaya sama Cisco, we know you're a proven company, Cisco. We have a problem, like our train company is under authorized from the central government. This is, we have our mass rapid transit company under us, but that's why we want to combine this. Now how, like I said, Pak Charles, train company already contacted Cisco. Haven't yet. Want to make the maybe the result, I don't know. Now it's your duty how to make the system we could integrate together one day.
Yes.
But use two budgeting.
Yes.
One budgeting from them, another budgeting from us. That's very doing. The very important thing we have to do is how to make this happen. Because we have to the bidding process, have to many things. Kita mesti mulai mengarahkan kan. Kita mau ini Cisco yang terbaik di dunia. Jangan sampai abal-abal masuk ini. Nah ini mesti. I think Pak Heru will in charge in this. He is our head of our bureau, our governor and vice governor, chief in his bureau. He is the chief of his bureau. Jangan bawa pedala gitu ya pikir. Ini mesti kerjasama gimana supaya Jakarta ini Pak Heru punya sistem yang seperti di Paris, di Korea. Kita jangan lagi pikirin yang capek habisin duit.
Akhirnya sama
Puluhan triliunan tuh habisin duit ya.
Pak, saya boleh tanya, kalau saya kurang paham gitu, kalau di Jakarta ini dari sisi IT-nya itu ada satu yang kontrol atau enggak? Yang
Ada Kominfo.
Diskominfo.
Iya, tapi kurang terlalu.
So my question was that whether there's any CIO.
Yeah, I was about to ask the question.
Salah satu mungkin bisa masuk 7,3 triliun
Punya kereta api mereka.
sudah dianggarkan.
Having somebody like that in that role is a very important position.
That's why I appoint him. So I have to make a decision. Saya Pak Heru harus incas di sini.
So if he's
Karena dia biro, he's the chief of our bureau. So it's more easy to make a coordination. Compared to secretary or secretary Sekda. But I think Sekda is not interested in this. We need the people to focus.
yes,
I need to move. Sekda terlalu sibuk.
you should get up in the morning thinking, how do I make Jakarta smarter? How do I
Dia harus
connect
pikirin
people?
gimana
And go to sleep.
ini kontak personnya ke Pak Heru aja. Yang gimana kita wujudkan ini. Ya yang jelas dia benar-benar kita mau betul-betul satu leapfrog udah seperti negara maju. Dia jangan ikutin jadulnya dia tahun 2010 lagi gitu loh. Kita siapin Jakarta udah seperti mereka. Tapi tentu tidak mesti langsung seperti mereka. Sekarang kita ada yang belum betul gitu kan. Tapi maksud saya itu frame-nya itu udah siap. Kalau nggak tiap kali ganti lagi, udah bosen udah bisa hidup.
Mungkin ya si Pak Anil tadi sarankan gitu ya Pak ya, dia akan menaruh orangnya dia yang dulu basically pernah jadi si Agustus di Jakarta untuk membantu.
And I'm happy to help. I'll come here once a quarter if
so
possible, to spend time with you, and we can review this.
Yeah, so we will make how to make this happen, how to bidding process, everything we have to find out.
Ya.
Jadi kita cabut nanti Pak Heru, kita nggak kasih lagi nih Bapeda kan, kita tidak kasih lagi mereka anggarkan untuk IT semua SKPD, cabut. We could not let each unit spend the money for their IT system again. All we need is one door for this IT system. Itu penting banget. Dia nggak boleh lagi ada.
And also
Kita yang bikinin, lu kerjain.
And you have already
Kayak kita lelang gitu, kerjain satu sistem.
And you have already invested in IT system. Like you just said.
Kominfo ya dia yang handle.
And you said you've already invested in IT system. Sometimes you don't need to even replace it. Because that is the other thing. People think you have to pull it out because it's become obsolete. Unless it's proprietary and it's very obsolete, like analog, as long as it's digital, what we should think is how do you integrate them?
Yeah.
It's better not to have to integrate, it's better to design it inside than to have to do it after. It's like building. You know, if you design it up front, less changes you make, the less expensive it is. So I think that is one thing that I would.
You know, because each unit already have a system in computer IT. What I mean is they could not spend a lot of money again to improve, to increase the technology again.
Yeah.
Because if you keep increase the technology by yourself, that's mean all the unit more difficult for us to make this integration.
Absolutely.
That's the problem. That's why we need to run CIO instead to control this. We have a unit, we call it communication and information unit, department. We control the fiber optic, we control the many video, we put many things. But the transportation department, they try to build. And it's funny, the busway, they don't give the busway the system. Busway want to develop another control room again.
Couple of things.
Itu yang lucu tuh, habisin itu.
Yeah.
All we need is one control room for the all traffic management.
Exactly.
Not only for busway. Termasuk truk sampah semua kan, PU. Semua kita potong, kita kan enggak, PU mau bikin sendiri. Air mau bikin sendiri, sistem pintu sendiri. Yang sampah mau sendiri, semua mau sendiri, MRT mau sendiri. Costnya lebih mahal.
In fact, a couple of things I want to highlight. Because Cisco run the internet and every IT system speaks to the internet, Cisco works with every single IT company in the world. So you can maintain these existing relationships. The key is to get these systems to talk to each other. With an AO making available his CIO specialist can help be an advisor. And our thinking is then the three big project areas, traffic management, flood management, and security, we can identify the cities in the world who have done this well and share
Best
practices. And the last point I do want to make, I've lived in many cities. I've lived in Hong Kong, I've lived in London, I've lived in Sydney, I've lived in Singapore, I now live in Jakarta. Jakarta is different from every single one of these cities. So some of Jakarta's problems, there'll be individual building blocks but have to be designed for Jakarta. I also think this is a business opportunity for Indonesian businesses because we design it for Jakarta, that then becomes economic opportunities elsewhere. And that's the point Anil said, we should be careful. We as Cisco do bottom up, not let's design a system that can do everything. You design pockets, but each pocket part can speak to many others and have multiple uses, because that's how the internet runs. So our team, and with Anil having this advisor can help, and our teams can then help highlight Rio, London, Barcelona, Amsterdam places who have done some of these problems, and we can help one by one. Each time we fix one of these problems, we'll probably solve 2 more.
And one thing I would say, because of the special circumstances in Indonesia and in Jakarta, with transparency and all of the issues that you have been fighting here, you don't even need a room as big as this for you. When you create the Integration Operations Center, it can be connected, and only the